Hello, Westford! The State Department of Environmental Protection has lodged a fine against Newport Materials. Superintendent Bill Olsen released his school enrollment data, and the annual Middlesex County 4-H Fair took place this past weekend. I'm Ira Keltz, and it's time for WestfordCAT News. Before we get started, I'd like to take a moment to remind you to subscribe to our free online daily news publication, written and edited by News Director Joyce Polino Crane. If you haven't subscribed yet, please visit westfordcatnews.org/newsletter. And now, the news. Newport Materials, LLC has been fined $20,000 by the state for violating several requirements outlined in an administrative consent order. The Department of Environmental Protection released a penalty and notice of noncompliance on August 14th in regard to Newport's ongoing soil importation. As part of the state's reclamation soil project, Newport owner Richard DeFelice is importing soil from the Cambridge construction sites of MIT and Harvard. The state required Newport to build 4 monitoring wells to track potential changes to environmental conditions as a result of the incoming soil. The report charges that the installation of the wells was scientifically indefensible, and the wells were outdated and not suitable for tracing environmental changes. 2 of the wells contain chlorine compounds created when water is disinfected. It's unclear where the compounds came from or what this means. DeFelice is required to pay $20,000 within 30 days of the July 28th consent order and has 30 days to submit a plan prepared by a licensed site professional to install 4 new groundwater monitoring wells at the site. DeFelice and his attorney, Douglas Deschaines, did not return a phone call or an email seeking comment. You can find this entire story at westfordcatnews.org. At the August 28th school committee meeting, Superintendent Bill Olsen reviewed this year's enrollment data for the town's 10 public schools, contrasting his forecasts with the actual numbers and finding an outlier, the Nabnasset School.
Yes, you have the spreadsheet in your packet. I want to give you a comparison to what we had projected for enrollments. 2 areas stick out in terms of deviation, Nabnasset and the high school, and we're looking into that right now. But let me give you the projections that we had. We had projected 134 students for preschool. We have 125. The Robinson, we had projected 283. We have 293. Kevin had a strong registration a couple of weeks ago. Here's the area where I'm going to look carefully. Nabnasset, we had projected 373. There were 328. Yeah, so I'm going to take a look at my data on those projections. The middle school, I had projected 328. We're at 330. Crisafulli, I had projected 327, we're at 338, same pattern as the Robinson, strong registration. Abbott, I had projected 368, there was 368. Today I had projected 360, there were 358. At the Blanchard, I had projected 593, there were 593 on that date. Stony Brook, I had projected 653, there was 646. And at the high school, I had projected 1745, and 1715 as of August 24th. Jim was looking into that because he was surprised by the numbers. We had expected closer to 1745. So the Nabnasset is the outlier here that I'm going to look carefully at, and I'm working with Susan to take a look at where the discrepancy is, because it usually isn't of that magnitude.
Did we lose? What was the enrollment last year at NAB?
I apologize. I don't have that, but I can send that out to you in an email first thing in the morning, but I don't think I've ever had a situation where I've been off by about 45 students.
Also discussed at the August 28th school committee meeting is the ongoing effort to finance and build a new playground for the Norman E. Day School. In June, all previous structures were removed from the premises due to their unsafe and aging condition. So a fundraising push is now underway. Leading the charge is retired day school principal Kevin Regan, who is seeking volunteers to help raise funds for the new play structure. But it's not clear how much will need to be raised. Superintendent Olsen says he plans to bring the matter before the Capital Planning Committee.
We have a responsibility. This is going to be a major capital improvement request that we're going to bring shortly to the Capital Planning Committee. So I'm going to stay in touch with Chris in terms of what we're looking at in terms of an appropriation potential from town meeting, because it's as important as any classroom setup, because it represents an opportunity for students to de-stress, to have exercise, to understand how to play with each other. And so it's much more than a swing or a monkey bar or something that we used to have growing up. So it is, Kathy and I have talked, and we're going to stay in touch with Chris, because this is going to also look to be funded in full or in part, certainly. I mean, we don't want to discourage the fundraising, but I don't want them having to look at raising $30,000 or $40,000, like maybe $10,000 if you want. But I think it's our obligation to bring it to the Capital Planning Committee and have it funded through the town.
Regan and day school principal Chris Sardella are inviting parents and staff members from the day school, as well as the Miller School, to help out. The first fundraising meeting will take place on Thursday, September 14th at 3:30 p.m. at the day school. To notify Regan of your interest, please email him at kevinregan0623@gmail.com by September 9th. And now, our feature of the week. Westford Academy Principal James Antonelli welcomed incoming freshmen on Tuesday, August 29th for orientation, and he and the rest of the school's educators and administrators were preparing for the sophomores, juniors, and seniors to join them the following day, the official start of school. Across town, students gathered in classrooms for an educational experience that will shape them into productive citizens. Here's Antonelli providing an overview of what's new at the high school.
Well, we're entering the accreditation process again through the New England Association of Secondary Schools and Colleges, and we're excited about that. Our last visit was in October of 2009. This year we'll be working on a different set of standards and a different set of guidelines, basically a similar process, but NEASC has made some changes, and we're going to have a self-reflection process and a steering committee to review all the different aspects of our school culture, school climate, parent input, communication, all those different layers, and so we're excited about that. The actual visit will be in November 4th through November 7th of the year 2020. So there's some work and preparation to get ready for that visit, and we're excited about that. I think finally, one of the biggest things, believe it or not, is just when you have so many folks in the mornings and afternoons who pick up and drop off their son and daughter. We've designed some new guidelines and some new drop-off and pickup zones for the high school. In collaboration with a group called Beta Engineering and our town engineer, Paul Starrett, both have been very, very helpful. And so we've put up a tremendous amount of new signs, and we've designated 4 different drop-off spots, 2 by the back of the building. One of them is as students can walk into the band area and the locker room area. Also the back of the building, the flag lobby. And then towards the end of the building, towards the back right of the building, adjacent to the football field, the athletic stadium, sports stadium, trustees field, is another area for drop-off for students. We're asking for parents to pull in the morning. We actually painted the side of the curbing of the sidewalk out there, the actual granite with a maroon stripe. And we're asking for folks to follow the guidelines that I've sent out.
You can watch Antonelli's entire presentation on WestfordCAT.org. The Middlesex County 4-H Fair took place this past weekend, bringing goats, bunnies, calves, sheep, dogs, fowl, and foals to town, all for the purpose of showing how well cared for they are by the children and teens who participate in clubs around the region. The event also offers hay rides, exhibitions of many projects created by the 4-H members, and entertainment. Here's Kevin McNamara leading his sing-along.
Like to eat was in bananas. Eee, I like to eat was in bananas. Can you sing that? I like to eat was in bananas. Ay, 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 I like to.
The fair traditionally takes place in Westford on the last weekend of August and draws from towns throughout the region. Here's Rekha Sharma with this week's health tip.
Hi everyone, I'm Rekha Sharma, your Ayurveda practitioner, back with a new health tip for WestfordCAT News. Ayurveda is a traditional system of healing from India which focuses on oneness of mind, body and soul and helping you achieve the higher levels of physical, mental and spiritual growth. Today I'm going to talk about Brahmi oil. Brahmi oil is made from Brahmi flowers. Brahmi oil's application overnight to scalp calms the mind, induces deep sleep. It is a natural stress reducer and promotes mental alertness. It is also antifungal, rich in antioxidants and improve hair texture. Regular use of Brahmi oil may help to reduce split ends and promotes hair growth. So apply Brahmi oil once or twice a week to your hair roots and wash it in the morning to get the benefits. If you have any allergies to herbal oils, please contact your healthcare provider before applying. I'll be back with a new health tip. Bye for now.
And now let's go to Giuseppe with the weather forecast.
Hello, Westford. This is Giuseppe with the weather forecast for Labor Day weekend until September 4th. Most of the long weekend, except for occasional showers on Sunday. Here's what's coming. That was the Westford weather. Have a great week, everyone.
Putter is a 3-year-old mixed breed dog available for adoption now at the Lowell Humane Society. Here's Patty Stalker with more information.
There are always so many wonderful pets available for adoption at the Lowell Humane Society on Broadway Street in Lowell. I was at the shelter recently where volunteer Roger Logeman introduced me to a smart and sociable 3-year-old stray named Putter. He has a great trick to show you.
Putter is about 3 years old. He came to the shelter August the 9th. He was found as a stray, so he spent a little time with animal control before we got him. So really we don't know a great deal about him because he was a stray. Very people-oriented. He's a pretty friendly dog, pretty active. So we would place him in a home with older children, and another dog his size or bigger would be fine, but we would prefer not to have him with cats or small dogs or small children. That's a good boy. Putter, can you sit? Sit. Good boy. You're a good boy. Putter, sit. Yeah, that's a good boy. Can I have a paw? Will you give me a paw? You're not going to do that, huh? Okay. You're a good boy, aren't you, Putter, huh? When Putter came to us, he was significantly underweight. He's managed to put on a few pounds. He's almost at his normal weight, but he'll still get a little bit heavier. My guess, and there's no way to really know, but my guess is that he was on his own for a while as a stray, and that's why he came in pretty thin. But he's doing fine. He has no health problems that we're aware of. He didn't look like he had a tough time as a stray. He doesn't have any scars or injuries. And he certainly isn't bashful about people. I have a bucket of toys. and I'm going to throw a handful of treats in the bottom of this bucket, and we'll see if Putter can figure out how to get past all those toys to get to the treats. Yeah, they're in there, aren't they? Atta boy. Now you figured it out.
To learn more about Putter, or any of the other pets available now for adoption, or to find out how to donate, volunteer, foster a pet, or fill their wish list, go to lowellhumanesociety.org or visit them at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell. Call 978-452-7781. For Westford Cat, I'm Patty Stalker.
Here's our Marketing Outreach Director, Sarah Fletcher, with suggestions for things to do this week around town.
Thanks, Ira. Kripalu Yoga starts Wednesday, September 6th at the Parish Center for the Arts. Classes are held on Wednesdays and Fridays at 9:30 a.m. and are suitable for adults and teens. Please bring a yoga mat. The emphasis is on using the breath to lead movement. Leave with a sense of calm and well-being. To register, email instructor Nancy Dorenfeld at ndorenfeld@gmail.com or visit her website at shikinayoga.com. Here's an opportunity to do some good and help save lives. The Live for Live Foundation is hosting a fundraiser at Bamboo Restaurant in Westford on September 14th. 20% of all sales will be donated to Live for Live. Go to lunch or dinner or order takeout. Just mention Live for Live when you pay your bill. The Live for Live Foundation is a nonprofit organization which seeks to raise awareness and help prevent domestic violence and abuse. And just a reminder that the Westford Farmers Market continues here on the Common every Tuesday from 2:30 to 6:30 through October 31st, and will end with their annual favorite, the Halloween Dance Jam. Farms presented on September 5th will be Carlson Orchards of Harvard, Farmer Dave's of Westford and Dracut, and Goette Farm of North Andover. Both Farmer Dave and Goette Farms are authorized Healthy Incentive Program, or HIP, retailers. Back to you, Ira.
That's it for now, Westford. We leave you with images of last week's video campers at our 487 Groton Road studio. And just a heads up that in light of the Labor Day holiday next week, there will not be a Westford Cat News Show on September 7th. We'll resume on September 14th. Have a great holiday.